Right now, somewhere in Europe, a male bee is desperately trying to mate with a flower, and he has absolutely no idea he's being scammed. She smells right, she's shaped right, she's fuzzy in all the right places, except she's not a bee at all. She's a plant, and she has just tricked him into doing her pollination for her, for free, without giving him a single drop of nectar in return. Welcome to the greatest scam nature ever invented. Biologists call this deception. Evolution figured out something millions of years before humans did. If you can fool someone, you don't have to fight them. Nature doesn't reward honesty, it rewards whatever survives. And for millions of years, the greatest survivors were the greatest liars. And some of them became masters. It's called the bee orchid, and it is, without exaggeration, running a full catfishing operation. Its petal is shaped like the body of a female bee. It's fuzzy like a female bee. It even releases a chemical scent that mimics the exact pheromones of a female bee ready to mate. A male bee flies past. He catches the scent. Wait, is that? No way. Jackpot. Or, at least he thinks so. And this is exactly what the flower was waiting for. He immediately starts trying to mate with it. Obviously, it doesn't work because it's a flower. But in his struggling and repositioning, pollen sacs stick to his body. Frustrated, and apparently not the sharpest bee in Europe, he immediately falls for the exact same trick again, flying straight to another orchid nearby. And boom! He just cross-pollinated 2 flowers while getting absolutely nothing out of it. The orchid didn't need to make nectar. It didn't need to reward anybody. It just needed to be convincing enough, for long enough, to a species that really, really wants to find a mate. That's the whole scam. No effort, maximum results, and the victim never even knows he got played. The bee orchid used deception to create life. This next creature uses deception just to stay alive. Somewhere in a rainforest in Southeast Asia, a bird is scanning the trees for food. It sees a leaf, just a regular, slightly worn out, slightly decayed leaf hanging from a branch. Except that leaf has a heartbeat. This is the dead leaf butterfly, and when its wings are closed, it does not look like a butterfly wearing a leaf costume. It looks like an actual dead leaf. Brown coloring, fake veins running through the wing, fake leaf stem, even fake little holes and blotches that mimic decay, like something's been nibbling on it for weeks. And it doesn't just look the part, it acts the part. It lands with its wings pointed upward. It sways gently in the wind, exactly the way a dying leaf would drift on its stem. If you didn't know better, you would walk right past it. Birds do it constantly. Predators with sharp eyesight, built specifically to hunt insects, look directly at this butterfly and see nothing worth eating. Open its wings, though, and the illusion shatters instantly. Bright colors, bold eye spots, a completely different creature underneath. It's like finding out the shy kid in the back of the class does full concerts on weekends. The bee orchid lied to reproduce. The butterfly lied to survive. But this next creature borrows an identity it was never born with. Meet the ant-mimicking spider. Most predators avoid ants. Ants bite, they swarm, some of them spray acid, and honestly, they're just not worth the hassle for a single meal. So a jumping spider in the Arachne family looked at that reputation and thought, I'll have what they're having. It evolved a narrow waist like an ant. It holds its front legs up in the air and waves them around like antennae, even though spiders obviously don't have antennae. It walks in the same stop-start zigzaggy pattern that ants use when they're following a scent trail. Some of these spiders have even been found to chemically dampen their own smell, so they don't set off alarm bells when they walk straight through an actual ant colony. It has 8 legs. It is, biologically speaking, nothing like an ant. And yet predators that have learned don't mess with ants will take one look at this spider and just leave it alone. That's the genius of the scam. The spider isn't fooling ants. It's fooling everything that's scared of ants. Congratulations! You're officially afraid of spiders pretending to be ants. You'd think that would be the smartest scam nature has come up with. It isn't even close. Deep in the rainforests of Central and South America lives a caterpillar that, for most of its life, is completely unremarkable. Soft, green, chubby, blending into vines the way caterpillars usually do. until something threatens it. The moment a predator gets too close, this caterpillar retracts its back half, dangles itself from a branch, and inflates the front section of its body. Two enormous fake eye spots appear. A scaled, triangular pattern spreads across what used to be its head. And within a second or two, you are no longer looking at a caterpillar. You are looking at a snake. You might think this is just a clever illusion. Scientists wondered the same thing. So researchers put out fake caterpillar models, some plain, some with the snake pattern, and recorded how birds reacted. The plain ones got attacked without hesitation. The snake mimic ones? Birds froze, hesitated, backed off. Some flew away entirely. And here's the part that should genuinely unsettle you. This caterpillar has no fangs, no venom, no bite of any kind. If it strikes forward like it's about to attack, which it does, that's also fake. It is a defenseless, squishy little insect, cosplaying as one of the most feared animals on the planet. And it's working. That's not camouflage anymore. That's a full bluff. That's a professional poker player with a pair of twos staring you down like they've got a royal flush. Remember the bee orchid? It pretended to be a bee. This time nature flipped the scam upside down. Now the flower is the predator. It's called the orchid mantis. It is soft pink and white. Its legs are flattened and ruffled, shaped almost exactly like flower petals. It can even shift the ratio of pink to white on its body depending on the flowers around it, like it's adjusting its own outfit to match the room. It sways gently in the breeze. It sits among real orchids so convincingly that in actual scientific studies, pollinating insects have approached the mantis more often than they approach the real flowers next to it. Let that sink in for a second. In a side-by-side comparison against a real, living, nectar-producing flower, insects chose the fake one more. And the second that a bee or a fly lands to investigate this flower, the mantis strikes with spiked forelegs faster than the human eye can comfortably track. No warning, no hesitation. The flower just ate something. This isn't camouflage anymore either. This isn't even a bluff. This is bait. This is a predator that evolved to look like the single most trustworthy, harmless, welcoming thing in its entire environment. A flower. Purely so it could get close enough to kill. If that doesn't change how you look at a garden, I don't know what will. But if we're talking about the greatest scam artist nature has ever produced, there's really only one final contender, and it's not even close. Unlike every scam we've seen so far, this one can change its disguise whenever it wants. In the shallow waters of the Atlantic and the Mediterranean lives an animal with the largest brain, relative to its body, of any invertebrate on Earth. It's called the cuttlefish, and calling it a master of disguise almost undersells what it actually does. Its skin is covered in millions of tiny cells called chromatophores, each one connected directly to its nervous system. Not indirectly, directly, which means the moment its brain decides to change color, its skin changes color. Instantly, like a screen refreshing. It can match sand. It can match coral. It can match rippling light patterns on the seafloor. And it can do all of this while it is actively swimming, which almost no other camouflaging animal on the planet can pull off. But the disguise is only half the story. Cuttlefish also use their skin to talk. Males send pulsing color signals to attract a mate or intimidate a rival. Some have even been documented showing one courtship pattern to a female on one side of their body, while simultaneously flashing a completely different, non-threatening pattern to a rival male on their other side. Lying to two different audiences, in two different languages, at the exact same time, using nothing but their own skin. Imagine giving two completely different speeches at the exact same time without saying a single word. It's not luck. It's not a simple reflex. Its brain is actively reading the environment, assessing the social situation, and constructing a lie in real time, calibrated for two audiences simultaneously. The bee orchid lied to reproduce. The butterfly lied to survive. The spider borrowed a reputation. The caterpillar bluffed a threat it could never back up. The mantis disguised itself as safety just to get close enough to kill. And the cuttlefish does all of it, at once, in real time. Every scam we've seen today follows the exact same rule. Nature doesn't care what's fair. Somewhere outside your window, a flower is pretending to be an insect. A butterfly is pretending to be a leaf. A spider is pretending to be an ant. And something is believing the lie. Nature doesn't reward truth. It rewards whoever tells the most convincing story.